everybody. This is Ryan from the Irish Sports Pages. I hope you're all doing very well today. I had first heard the name Joan Alexander from an episode of American Greed in which she was the victim of her financial advisor. And this usually happens to a lot of elderly people. And unfortunately, she did lose a lot of money. And I was really more curious to find out more about her than her financial loss, to tell you the truth, as sad as it is. Um, I didn't know that she was a Lois Lane of many Lois Lanes of Superman fame, and this really was something that I wanted to find out more about because I'm a big fan of Superman. So here we go. This is from the Gazette, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, May 23, 2009. Joan Alexander, radio actress, played Lois Lane by Adam Bernstein of the Washington Post. Joan Alexander, a leading radio actress of the 1940s, best known for playing Lois Lane, the ace reporter who was constantly being rescued from peril by Superman, died Thursday of an intestinal ailment at New York Presbyterian Hospital. She was 94. After an early modeling and stage career, Alexander became a versatile performer on dozens of radio serials, notably as the loyal secretary Della Street in Perry Mason. She played recurring characters on radio soap operas and dramas, including Lone Journey, Light of the World, and This Is Nora Drake. But Alexander achieved her greatest prominence and enduring fame among devoted Superman fans as one of the handful of women to portray Lane, an intrepid reporter for the fictitious Daily Planet. According to many sources, she was the third actress cast as Lane in the serial The Adventures of Superman, which aired in February 1940 and New York station WOR and reached a broad audience through syndication on the Mutual Network. For the next decade, Alexander was heard playing opposite actor Bud Collyer as Superman, the Man of Steel from planet Krypton, who saves Lane from enemy agents during wartime from various other foes bent on destroying the American way of life. By day, Superman disguises himself as Lane's nerdy, fumbling newsroom colleague Clark Kent. Collier once told an interviewer, "Joan is one of those rare actresses, especially in radio, where you can't be seen and have to depend entirely on voice, who can go on something cold, and her instincts are so right as an actress that without even rehearsal or a read-through, she is right." In addition to their radio work, the show aired later on the ABC network. Alexander and Collier provided voiceovers for 17 animated Superman shorts made by Fleischer and Paramount Studios that played in movie theaters during the Second World War. Alexander and Collier reunited in the late 1960s to do voiceovers for the Saturday morning cartoon, The New Adventures of Superman on CBS. She was a regular panelist on the TV game show The Name's the Same in the early 1950s and had a supporting role on Broadway in the Jerry Kerr comedy Poor Richard, 1964, starring Alan Bates and Joanna Pettit. Alexander subsequently became a homemaker and hostess, having married for her third and final time to Arthur Stanton, a prominent auto distributor who helped introduce the Volkswagen Beetle to America. She and her husband were known for throwing sumptuous parties at their homes in New York and East Hampton, Long Island. Leonard Bernstein conducted Happy Birthday to celebrate the 21st birthday of Alexander's daughter, the novelist Jane Stanton Hinchcock. Alexander was born Louise Aberis in St. Paul, Minnesota on April 16, 1915, to parents of Lebanese heritage. She was 3 when her father died, and her stepfather shipped her to a convent school on Long Island. As a young woman, she returned to modeling and then to acting, taking a new first name that she borrowed from actress Joan Crawford. She was resourceful, once landing a role by convincing a producer that she could use her garment district connections to get them free costumes. She later studied acting in Europe with Benno Schneider, a director best known for his work in Yiddish theater and touted widely on the continent during the Nazi rise to power. I even got to Casablanca before Roosevelt and Humphrey Bogart put it on the map. She was quoted as saying, according to Thomas A. DeLong's 1996 book Radio Stars. In 1944, she married John Sylvester White, an actor best known for playing assistant principal Michael Woodman in the TV show Welcome Back, Kotter. The marriage ended in divorce, as did a later marriage to Robert Crowley. She was married to Stanton from 1955 until his death in 1987. Survivors include Hitchcock, the daughter from her second marriage, whom Stanton adopted and who lives in New York, and Washington, a son from her third marriage, Timothy Stanton of New York, a half-sister and a grandson. A son from a third marriage, Adam Stanton, died in 1993. After Arthur Stanton's death, he reportedly left Alexander $70 million. Last year, she filed a lawsuit accusing her financial advisors of fraud, professional malpractice, and other crimes for losing or stealing much of that fortune. The case is pending. I thought that was actually a really impressive career, to tell you the truth, and she was defrauded of $70 million by her financial advisor, a guy named Kenneth Ira Starr, and he also defrauded Lauren Bacall, Neil Simon, Uma Thurman, Jim Waite. I'm not sure who those two. I think Uma Thurman's an actress. Jim Waite, I'm not sure who that is. He went to prison, and he may still be there, in fact, but I'm not entirely sure. So he pled guilty in 2010, defrauding all these people. I think there are a lot more than I just told you guys about. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this, about her career and her life, if you're familiar with her, because I really wasn't until American Greed episode, and I was like, you know what, I kind of like Superman, and I like the history of Superman. I thought it's really neat, in fact, and she is she is just one of a multitude of people who have been Lois Lane. And from what I've heard, anyone who's really been Superman, except for Henry Cavill, have not had good careers afterwards, or lives, in fact. In the case of one actor from the 1950s, had passed away, and I'll probably discuss that at some point as well. So until the next time, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Give a like and subscribe so my channel can reach thousands of other people as well. And I will talk to you in the next one.